Still green. These banter bubbles aren't letting us down. We're just seeing this greenness everywhere. These gaming tokens are popping. We had some AI tokens moving. I see Doge is still in the game today. SHIB's moving. Things are looking pretty decent out there. Couple of alts looking a little bit tired, looking a bit sad. I do have one short setup I'm teeing up for you. If you guys saw the tile today, I've prepped quite a lot of charts that I want to talk to you about. If we get potential pullbacks, we're looking for entries on PEPE, SHIB, AVAX, ADA, GALA, GMX, and there's a ton others actually that I've got prepped for you. I've also got David. Yeah, he's talking sand. He's looking for an entry for sand. He thinks sand's going to follow GALA, so we're going to hear a lot about that. Bruce is looking at CAS. I saw we had a nice bounce on CAS potentially, so we're going to get Bruce in just now on to discuss a potential CAS long. And he's also talking BLZ, guys. And then I also want to chat to you about a Bitcoin competition. So there's a lot to cover. And then we're going to go through the normal stuff as well as the S&P. I'm thinking about a potential long year. We're potentially losing a level. We're going to see. You guys are going to talk to me with it. We're going to talk together about it. And we're going to make a call. Yeah, I think I'm going to long that one on Prime XBC. So let's get going. So guys, first let's just cover this this current Bitcoin situation, and not much has changed with regards to BTC. We're sitting at this 382 resistance zone again. We were looking for that little push up yesterday, and they gave it to us, but they didn't wick us all the way up to this 36,000 level. I wanted to see one more test of that area, but instead they're just playing the flag game up here in this zone. But if you really zoom out to where we are in this 3-day situation, you can see it's a long way down, and it's a quick way down if things start falling. So I am watching this 31,500 closely. You know, if we start getting some kind of dumpage from BTC, this is an area I'm looking at, this 31.5. There's not much in between. So right now for me, it's still 36 high and a 31.5 range low that I'm watching. And then I've got a dialed in version again for you. You're getting used to these dialed in versions. This is now the 8-hour. This range is getting very long. So I've had to move away from the 4-hour, and you can see they're playing the flag game with us for now. So again, nothing too much to report here on BTC. We might see a little bit more of that. And again, at any point in time, they could push us up and try and wick this, well, bang into this wick again, and that's 382, and then we're going to see what's happening. But if we get a major rejection there, we're going to see all these alts pushing up, and then we get a major rejection in that zone, we're going to get hurt. So we need to be very careful. We need to always keep our eyes on BTC at the same time. But right now, you know, all is well. BTC sneezes a little bit, and we've seen these alts dump, and then they seem to recover quite quickly. So yeah, all systems go for now. Let's talk about this this BTC competition, guys. There's this awesome thing that's happening here. If you go to Banter Bubbles and you click on the BTC sign, there's a chance that you can win a Bitcoin. Now I'm gonna read this to you. So it says, get one of our exchange accounts. So if you are on a Banter exchange link, you just need to use that Banter exchange link. If you don't have a Banter exchange link, you need CoinW, BitGet, or Bybit. You can get a link in my description here. This is how you're going to win a Bitcoin if you don't have a Banter link already. CoinW is also, there's no KYC, so you could probably have a couple of CoinW accounts. It might give you more chances. What you need to do is you click on this BTC sign. You're going to click the ready button. Then you stand a chance to win half a Bitcoin. And if you take 10 trades before January the 1st, you can win another half a Bitcoin. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to click on this BTC sign over here, and you're going to click the ready button, and then you're just going to drop in your UID from the exchange that you registered in, and your Bitcoin price prediction. And if you are accurate and right at the end of they said January the 1st, you're going to win this prize, and you can predictions that everyone's saying. So guys, good luck. Yeah, quite an exciting thing to do. And yeah, just use one of the links in the description if you don't have one. There is it's BitGet, Bybit, and CoinW. Right, let's look at the current DYDX situation that has been playing its part in the US markets. The US markets are looking very sad at the moment. So we do need to get our heads around what's going on that side of things. DYDX is pushing up. We've broken trend on the DYDX, and it's not looking good at the moment. It's not looking very bullish for the other markets at the moment. So right now, DYDX 107 is a resistance zone we're looking for. We don't really want to break much higher than that area. So we're looking again for this rejection at 107, and that should tie into some relief again for these US markets, because I'm looking at this S&P on the daily, and we are actually losing my level. So I've taken a small position on Prime XBT at the moment. I do have one more order a little bit lower down in case we get some wick and they decide to push things back up. If I do start losing this 4100 level, I'm going to start trimming that position. And then these are the two areas I'm watching currently for the next bounce zone: 4050, and I'm watching this 200-week MA and 618 zone down here at around, well, just call it just under the 4,000 level. So these are my areas for the S&P. You can see this this RSI at the bottom is very oversold currently, and they're now coming for the double dip over here. So we're going to see how this one plays out with the price action. If they do really force it down quickly, we're going to see a nice push down on this RSI, and at some point we're going to get that reversal trigger, and then we can climb in. So right now I've taken a small tentative position here. We're going to see where this candle closes, but yeah, it hasn't been looking good. We had a lot of the tech stock dumping, that sort of stuff. So guys, also let me know in the chat. We've been all altcoins non-stop for the last few days because things have been wild, and rightly so. You know, we got to run to where these altcoins are moving. What I need to know in the chats here, and I can't see my chat here, gents. What I need to know is what stocks you guys want me to look at, and in what particular order you are looking for. So let me know if you still want some stocks today. I can get into it. Especially those like Alphabet that dropped 10%. Right, let's get into some of these meme coins. Let's start with this. Let's look at PEPE. This is our current PEPE situation. So yesterday we looked at this this PEPE. We had this nice push. First we had the 382, then we broke through this horizontal resistance zone here, and our next target was this resistance zone here at 114. And what did we do? We broke through and we came back and we retested it beautifully today. And we had a nice bounce, but now PEPE is fighting this zone. And it might be to do with this recent BTC move down that they gave us. So what I want to suggest here for PEPE, how do we get into this PEPE long if things are going to move up still? So what I would suggest here, guys, is we're going to watch this area at 0106. And we're going to watch this 115 region for now. And I've dialed in here for you just to give you an idea on the 15-minute time frame. This is what I'm looking at the moment. So we do have PEPE in quite a tight range here on the 15 minutes. You can see the range lows, the range highs, and it's playing this range game right now. So where can I possibly grab along? Well, the first idea would potentially be this range low. This is this 1140 region. And if we zoom back, that is that current support that we are on. And then the next level below that, guys, is the 618 and trend region tying in with horizontal. So this could be our next potential bounce zone, 105. So if PEPE drops, guys, we got our 15-minute scalpers hats on here. We're going to bang this first level here. We're going to test this one out. If we lose that area, most likely we're going to get some kind of reaction at this 104. And then at the same time, we're going to just keep our eyes on BTC, make sure everything's kosher there in the market. And then we should get that move at 104 for that bounce. Let's take a look at SHIB. So we got SHIB yesterday. We called that one. I think David's going to have to remind me, but we were off that 50-day MA and the 618 as far as I remember, and we got that move. It's pumped through the 100-day MA, and it's rejected off the 200-day MA, and quite a big rejection for SHIB. So how am I going to play SHIB? Well, again, I'm going to dial in on SHIB for you guys and show you how you can potentially get an entry here if we do get this little pullback. I see there's news coming up here on SHIB on my trading beard. Well, it says Titanic 240 trillion SHIB resistance ahead. Jaw dropping 493% spike in transactions amid SHIB price rally. So there's a lot happening here. These meme coins are waking up. This is where I am for SHIB currently. I'm watching this 100-day MA. This is this gray line over here. Watching this closely here. I'm watching 382. And this horizontal level, so 000 lots 6786 is a support area I'm watching. This would be one of my first areas for potential bounce here for SHIB. We do have this trend forming nicely over here, so we could quite easily play this little trend game for SHIB coming down. And then, guys, I'm watching this 618. This ties in really nicely with the bigger picture SHIB here at 0076 for the potential bounce. So bigger picture, that is this 382 over here on SHIB, and you can see this is my main support region. This is a solid support buy here for me. I think we'll get a good move, a good reaction here for SHIB. So the main area 760, guys, and then once again zoomed in for you. You can see it also ties in with this 15-minute setup on the 15-minute candle 618 horizontals. So if we don't manage to break out of this flag that's forming here, and we don't get that move and things start pushing down, this is where I'm watching, guys. The 760 for SHIB, that should give us a lovely entry. Let's take a look at what is next on our list. We've got we got gaming tokens we need to cover. So GALA had an amazing move today. Look at this one. Let's zoom out. Jeez, I love this one. This was just classic 618 and trend and horizontal coming into play. This is a trend from, geez, this is far back. Let's take a look here. This is a trend that started January this year. Okay, this is the 12-hour we're watching. We had that moved. It was just a slow bleed down on GALA. Then we had all that FUD that came out, and they just sent it lower and lower. Then we had that little fake squeeze a couple of weeks ago, and here we are. The market's waking up. But look at this beautiful rejection. 618 trend and horizontal rejected that GALA pump into that zone. So now, how do we play this GALA? Well, I mean, that was a hell of a move. It makes perfect sense that we want to come down and clean up some of the mess all the way down. So areas to watch. This is my next zone is in target here. This 0176 is in play right now. This 382. So I'm watching this area closely. This is not a very strong area. This is just the wick low from this dump in August. So there's a tentative reaction coming here at 0.176. My main area for GALA to remain relatively bullish, I would say let's look at 0.0165. So let's see how this pullback plays out. These two zones are interesting to me, but I do prefer this 0.0165 region for a potential long on GALA. If we do get down here, we're going to look at that, and then we'll deal with the trend when we get back up there. But first reaction zone, that's my zone over there. Let's look at 𝗟𝘂𝗃. Also, a little bit been out of the news. This was a big 2021 token, this 𝗟𝘂𝗃 Infinity, and I've teed it up here for you guys as to where I think 𝗟𝘂𝗃 could reach or where it could go sort of in the near term. But how do we get in? So what I've done is I've just put a couple of levels together for you guys that I'm watching, and this current area that it's holding, this 4.8 region, is a level of interest for me. You can see we pierced this area now, and we're trying to hold. So we want to see where this candle finishes, where this candle closes. I'd like to see it close above this 4.8, and that might trigger or at least show us that we are looking for this move to this 382 again at 5.1. So let's keep our eyes on 𝗟𝘂𝗃 at this level, and then my main area for 𝗟𝘂𝗃, if the wheels come off now and we get a proper pullback in the market, my next area for 𝗟𝘂𝗃 is this 618 region tied in with the 50-day MA, and that is about 4.5. So that is my next sort of big zone where I'm looking for 𝗟𝘂𝗃 longs. Guys, I can't see my chats. I see David's here, Bruce is here, Simon, they're waiting very patiently. There's some 𝗓𝗋𝗋 stuff coming, guys. This market's been so tricky. We've had 𝗓𝗋𝗋 like shouting at us, telling us, you know, reversals are coming, and the market didn't care. They just kept sending it through. I mean, we've been saying we've basically broken the 𝗓𝗋𝗋 algo. But Simon's going to come and talk to me because I've got some bearish setups here on Link and Rune potentially. Even GRT might be a little bit sad. So we're going to compare that to 𝗓𝗋𝗋 and see where we are. Let's get what some of the guys are here. Simon, welcome.
How are you? Hey.
I can't see my chats, guys. So I can't even see.
It's not working, but I'll tell you what we can do. I'm on YouTube right now, so I can see when it's time to take questions from the audience or tokens. I'll shout them out, no problem.
Dylan,
Yes.
I actually have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 requests already we have and who brought them. So whenever you're
Nice.
ready.
Okay, so keep collecting, guys. I've still got quite a bit to get through. I promised a lot on that tile, and I want to make sure I deliver for you guys so you know where these good entries are. Guys, if you, well, you're not going to get stuck behind the chats today because we can't even see the chat. So, okay, so hang out here with me, guys. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on talking here about levels and things, and then I'm going to bring you guys in as soon as I'm done here. So, what have we got here? We've got 𝗟𝘂𝗃, so we've got our areas for 𝗟𝘂𝗃. Then I want to deal with ApeCoin. And it's another one that could really rip this ape situation. So this is how I'm playing ape right now. We've had this nice move. We had this sort of what will we call this? Little W pattern, quite bullish, pushing up really hard. But now, guys, this is a big area for ape to hold now. I want to see this hold. You can see why this is an interesting area. It's a support, it's resistance. We're looking for the support. I've got a 236, which is my ultra bullish fib pullback that I love to use when things are extra bullish, but we've been using that a lot. We've been using this 236 for a week or two. So as you can see, it's actually losing it now. So we've been using the 236 for a week or two because things have been ultra bullish. But at some point, you know, we've got to get that proper pullback where they come and just flush things out. So ape levels that I want to see hold, guys. I'm looking at this 1.236 area over here. We'll call it 1.24. This is my next big zone. So if we don't close above this 236, guys, the next area 1.23, and then the big zone again 618 and 50-day MA and horizontals here 1.14 region is the next area for a potential ape long. So let's see. This is tentative first zone, next zone. And if the wheels really come off, guys, then it's 1.14. I know 𝗓𝗓𝗋𝗋 is telling us that it wants to send us down there, but is the market going to allow this? I don't know. I don't think so. There's a lot of good energy out there, and you know, Bitcoin's done really well considering what the stock market's doing, which is looking terrific, including the tech stocks. We used to have Bitcoin respond to the tech. We had good results at tech, and BTC would move up. Bad results, BTC would move down. And now, you know, they're just holding it. So, guys, look. Let's see if ape closes above this 236. This could be our bounce zone. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. Next, guys, I've got some DEXs we've been looking at. DYDX, this trade is still on. No changes here on this guy. We have that SR flip. We've seen it XRP. We saw it on Litecoin. We've seen it, God, we've seen it everywhere, basically. But we've had this SR flip going on, and the list is long as to what tokens are doing this type of thing. But here we are again. DYDX, we've had our 382 retest here, and right now I'm looking for this area to hold. Let's see what we get with regards to a flag potentially, and I still want to see that move higher. If, for example, BTC starts dumping or these alts start dumping, let's say BTC hovers around and these alts still just start dropping out, we are looking at the 200-day MA and horizontals as our next bounce area. So that's 2.1 for GMX. So that's down here.
Things are dropping now, Dill.
2.09. What's that?
Things are dropping now. I've just looked at my charts. KAVA and Link are both breaking down through the wedge. RUNE is also making a nice big candle to the downside.
Here comes our RUNE. So here's my RUNE short. Okay, so this is what I've been looking at for RUNE, and I was telling you guys this earlier today. We're getting these sort of bearish wedges forming on the 4-hour, pushing into resistance zone. So it was almost an indication that things were getting tired. And then on top of that, we got 𝗓𝗓𝗋𝗋 talking to us. So we do have also on the 4-hour, we've got the oscillator moving down, and we've got the price action, as you can see, moving up, which is bearish divergence. And it's showing us that potentially there's some downside coming. And here we are sitting at resistance. And 𝗓𝗓𝗋𝗋 is also screaming at us. So we're going to get Simon. But let's get your 𝗓𝗓𝗋𝗋 comments now quickly on these ones that look short. Okay, so give us.
Shall I share? I need to share. Shall I share?
Yeah, please share. Guys, if you're looking for 𝗓𝗓𝗋𝗋, there's a link in the description. We use it to tie in with a lot of our TA, and it gives us extra confluence. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so before the show started, we were here, and I had this 382 basically ready to go. I'll show you in a minute why I'm going to move that for a second real quick. We'll come back to that. So 𝗓𝗓𝗋𝗋, look at this, guys. Not just one, not just two, but a third cross, which gave us the short. Now, I jumped in a short at this exact point, but the show hadn't started yet. This, to me, is the strongest indication that you can get of a down movement. We've got 3 TPs. We're firmly up in the cloud. Yeah, look at that. But we also got some bearish, like you just said. Lovely bit of bearish there. The oscillator could not be facing more down if it tried. And cash flow is doing exactly what cash flow does best. It's about to go red. So, I mean, you know, I put this in. Let me just drag it back now real quick. Okay. So at the minute, I've got the 382 set, which is 2.04. And the only reason I've set that is because all the other coins I've looked at today seem to be respecting the 382. So I'm basically, I went short here, Dylan, and my TP is just about here, 205.
And 205. Okay, so I'm looking at my that's perfect. I mean, that's our 382 support bounce, potentially 2.05, and then lower down. What does your TP look like at 1.85? How does that look?
That is the 618, right? Just slightly. So 1.8. The 1.833 is the 618 that I drew. And that would line up perfectly with resistance further off to the left here. But you're lining up with this cluster here. You're obviously front running this, aren't you? That's what you're basically doing here. So if you were to take TP2 would be there. I mean, I'll probably jump out 100% there because it's quite a bullish market. Even though it's coming down and it's retracing, it always needed a retrace, didn't it? So in my mind, we're still in a bullish market. So I'm actually going to jump out here. Or just above here, actually. But this would be a perfect spot for TPT just before this cluster. And then you get something like that if you sort of got down to that level, hopefully. So, or you might get a double top, I don't know. But that's the essential. I'm working on this, Dylan. That's what I'm working on.
I like it.
But I think that based on a load of other tokens that I've looked at today, this being one of them, CAS, I mean, look at that. Perfect 382 bounce. Today for me is about the 382, which is bullish bounces. Not to say that it won't come down further, of course. But yeah, this is what I'm working for on Rune. When I was going to call it, we were here. So sorry that we got started slightly later, guys. But this is we're
getting our pullback here. So guys, again, it doesn't mean we get this pullback. It doesn't mean now the world is over and it's finished, but we do need to now pay attention. What is BTC doing? We got to watch these levels now. You're going to see when BTC reverses. I don't know if you can hear that. My trading view alarms are going off here. When BTC reverses, you got to watch the level that these alts are falling on, and more often than not, you're going to see them settle down on these levels that I'm giving you here. These 382s, these 236 areas. So we're going to keep our eyes on this while we carry on with the session. So right now you can see, guys, this is a typical sort of bearish pattern forming. And when you see it forming at a resistance zone, it sort of starts indicating that we might be turning over a bit. So how does it get invalidated? Well, it's got to pump right back up and start reclaiming support. Otherwise, we're just going to get this move that's going to just reject and start this trend now on the way down. So this is kind of what we're watching for. Again, doesn't mean things aren't bullish, but we can't be perma bulls, a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. As long as we're finishing net higher, then we're happy, then we're good. So we keep going.
Definitely.
What was the other one you were looking at? GRT.
So Hermine, no, I actually decided not to look at that one at the minute, but it's still a really. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring it back up, Dill, if you want to start off. Let me go get it. Because it was interesting. 1 second. Right. Okay. Oh wow. My trading. I'm not sure. Are you sharing right now? Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Adding.
So look, I had basically put a long in, but I was not sure what was going to happen, so I didn't do anything, which is exactly the reason why I didn't share it. So now looking at this, obviously we've shot down through to the thesis just changes, guys. This is why. This is one of these things that will just change throughout the day. So before, we were at a point when it could have gone long for me. However, obviously that's not happened. So now my thesis has changed. That I just need to change to an 11 and update the settings. There we go. Computer's been very slow today. There we go. Right, so let's get rid of all the other stuff. Hold on. There we go. So, in a nutshell, the thesis has changed. We're now up in the reversal cloud. We've obviously, this is what was interesting to me. When I started to talk earlier about putting a long in place, we had a really strong signal, okay? It was counterintuitive because there was some heavy bearish divergence present as well. And also the RSI had topped out. So it was a bit of a mixed signal. But based on where we've been going for the last few days, I was feeling a little bit more bullish than perhaps I should have done. So I was lining up along, but clearly that's invalidated.
We follow the trend. I mean, we can't decide what's going to happen. We got to play the trends. We got to play the reaction zones, and that's what we do. Eventually, these trends fail, and that's why we have risk management, and this is how trading works. So, if you were calling along on a trend and a pullback on a good area, well, that's fine. It works fine until it breaks, right?
I had a 0.9. 0.9% stop loss, and it was a 12-1 if it had played out. So I was using risk management on the cautious side. It wasn't even 1%, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my screen here. I've got another one in front of me, MATIC, guys. I might have a nice entry here brewing for MATIC as well. If MATIC's going to stay bullish, let me just show you this quickly. So MATIC has been chilling in this this little flag region. We've seen this on a lot of altcoins, and basically when we hit this resistance zone, we were saying it's 7% up and it's 7% down. The odds were evenly stacked here for MATIC's next move. And I mean, we've tried to punch this thing a couple of times now, and here we're drifting back down. And again, we're just going to watch this flag. So let's see how MATIC plays out here. But I'm really liking this 382 and this 100-day MA down here for MATIC at about 0.6. So that would be my first sort of key bounce area for MATIC. And again, we're going to try and tie that in with BTC and make sure all is in order. We see where BTC is settling, and we're going to watch where these altcoins are tying in on their corresponding fibs. And then we should get a sign as to if we get our reversal or not. Okay, so David's got sand. I'm looking forward to this entry, Dave, because we might be close to your sand entry.
I think so too.
Can I pull your screen up?
Yeah, sure. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
So just to keep in mind right now, guys, we just pierced below the Keltner channel. 34,000 is a psychological level, and we've bounced off the 382 on Bitcoin here. So this could be a potential bounce here. We'll see. With that being said, sand on the shorter time frames. What I've seen in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dylan, but when GALA runs, typically sand and Decentraland runs. And I was watching Sheldon's show this morning, and we're hitting a lot of resistance areas, take profit areas. I did close a lot of the long positions I was in, and just looking for new entries when it comes to longs. And so sand was one that popped into my radar. You can see that it had broken the trend here on the shorter time frames. The trend that I'm drawing is from the 29th of August, and from the very bottom here to the breakout, you can see that we literally just tapped the 382. We had tapped it multiple times, and there was a strong reaction there. So this could be it. And this was previous resistance, right? Sharp downside move when it reached the top here. So that was a 14% correction. And so just like a lot of these alts, like XRP and DOT and DYDX, SR flips, I think this could be it. So that 3209, we literally just pinged it right now. To me, in my opinion, was a good entry if we are indeed going to bounce from that Keltner channel. On
that was the move
level.
I've seen. Yeah, while you're talking, I mean, I've just seen SHIB get obliterated here, and it bounced on the 618. It's just happened right now.
Wow.
We've got sand there on the 382. We've got GALA on the 382 right now. So these might be our entry opportunities here. Let's keep our eyes on things.
KAVA also.
Yeah, KAVA.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly. Yeah, KAVA literally bounced on the 382.
KAVA's giving us a beautiful wick, David. Hey,
can you zoom in a bit there? David?
Yeah, and you guys can see we are sitting exactly on the 50-day, right? So we've held a lot of support here, and we are tapping the 382 as we speak.
Really nice.
And we
Okay,
are
so that
still...
looks like, that looks like a good entry zone there for me. We've had strong bounces. So there was a big sort of flush out here. I'm looking at DYDX still holding its area, 382 bounce, looking all right. Let's see what ETH did, guys. I still got to take you through ETH and AVAX as well as ADA. That's been trading very nicely. Let me get this ADA situation out. And guys, we are not interacting with you in there. I just can't see my chat right now. We have no control over the chat. So Bruce is watching.
It's disabled or something.
You know, Rodolfo just sent me a list.
I'm on the chat, Dylan, and I've got a list whenever you're ready for it.
Okay, so let's deal with, we've got some layer ones to deal with here. Let's deal with ADA, let's deal with ETH, let's deal with AVAX. And let's see if we can get you guys some decent entries here. I'm just pulling my screen up. Okay, so this is, wait. This is ADA. Here we go. So So ADA, it's been listening very nicely, actually. I mean, we've been going level by level with ADA, really playing the game well. And what do I want to see now for ADA? So I've zoomed in here for you guys. Hopefully you can see this nicely. 786 is now struggling to hold. So this was our first area to watch. I've teed this one up, the 786. You can see this level here is quite key for ADA. So we want ADA to start banging up against this thing and push on. Again, best support area for me, guys. If this pullback continues, I'm looking at this this level down here, this 0.27 to 0.274 area. That's my main pullback area for ADA. Other than that, guys, we've got to crack through the 786 region, and we want to see what happens up here. I suspect when we do break through here, we're going to bang onto this 200-day MA and get a rejection. Then we have to see what happens up there. So right now, I wouldn't enter on a daily time frame right now for ADA in this exact area. I'd want to see a little bit lower, or we want to see what happens when it cracks on higher there. But we want the support to develop here at 0.288 to 0.289, or I want to see it at this 0.272 area for support. And yeah, guys, tell us who actually still holds ADA. Is it worth holding? Have we moved on? Are we buying things off cash instead?
Buy cash. Don't buy ADA. Buy cash. ADA is
yeah, I mean, we keep laughing about these old coins that keep coming out, but they still get traded, and people just dig them. Okay, let's look at AVAX. Let's give you AVAX on the 12-hour first. Okay, so this is our current AVAX situation, and you can see, guys, it's always better once you zoom out and you get a bigger picture. You tend to panic less. I mean, the first screen I shared here was AVAX losing this trend here, and it always looks so frightening on a 15 minutes. You always think, sheesh, the world's over. And then you zoom out and you see, well, all AVAX is doing here is just bouncing on a 382, just chilling for now. So right now, nothing to panic about as yet for AVAX. It's been a nice trade. It's nice to get a pullback on these things at times. So let's see what this is holding. So let me just pull that back. Lost control. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm looking at this 382 region, which you've seen we've bounced on now for AVAX. So that would have been entry number one for a potential long. And remember, I mean, sometimes these pullbacks could last a while. I mean, we could sit in a trend like this, guys. So don't think now it's up only we get a bounce. This is possible that we do get some kind of downtrend now while things stabilize, and then we get that push. So first box ticked here for AVAX, this 10.4 level. That box is ticked, so that is now confirmed as support for us to watch. So we're going to watch this area closely now. This 382 level, that's what we're watching right now. Our resistance, guys, we don't have a trend yet. I've used this trend as an example. Once we get a bounce from AVAX, we're going to see where it reverses, and that's going to allow us to bang in a trend. Okay, then we have our trend that we can track, and then we can easily play the breakout game as and when we need to. So let's let AVAX bounce. Let's see how high this bounce is. Then we'll gauge where we are, and we can start deciding if we are now bearish or bullish, and we'll figure it out from there. Okay, so right now, if you want to be long ADA, 10.4 is your area, and then lower down we do have horizontals, 9.7 and 618. So I like that 9.7 region as well for AVAX. Let's cover ETH, because this ETH just isn't listening at the moment. I know Kyle likes ETH as well, and it's just not doing what we want it to do. It's hanging around on this 200-day MA in this little flag, and you know, we had some hopium this morning. It looked quite bullish, but again, they're just rejecting us here. So we're gonna watch this area still. This is our main area, the 200-day MA at 1785. Big area for me. You can see they're trying to hold it up. Every time it drops below, they keep buying it. They're trying to hold us up here. If we do wick lower, guys, this is a nice area for me. 382 and horizontal, 1740. So these are my next, well, that's my next level for ETH. So anywhere in that box, I would say, if we're still bullish, anywhere in this box between between 1785 and 1740. It's still sort of bull zone for me. And then we do have quite a lonely 618 down here. Not much backing it up, but we do know these altcoins like the 618. But I don't want to see 1665, to be honest. I've enjoyed this week way too much. It's been way too much fun. I don't want to go back to the depths of hell, you know, and start trading forex again. And
Capo's capitulated. What more?
Yeah,
you don't need any. Capo's gone, isn't he? He's left it. Finally left his thesis behind. This is not the time to go back there.
No, we don't want to go back and please Capo, do we?
Nah.
I was enjoying this. Getting stuck back into these alts, they must keep going. You know, we wanted to go give us another few weeks at least. We want to have some fun here.
Sometimes it just needs to catch its breath and get ready to go for more. It's
Exactly.
cool.
Okay, but that's why we've got our breathing levels, we've got our areas to watch, and again, it's no panic zones, guys. It's panic zones when we really start dumping and losing like 618s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're allowed to get stopped out. We're allowed to breathe. They're allowed to flush out. They're allowed to flush out longs. Remember, they flushed out all the shorts, so now they're going to come back and flush out the longs. It's part of the game. And this is the game we play. And that's why we know, I mean, you can see how these tokens bounce in these areas. We know we're trading with bots and we're trading with all these things, and they respect these areas. And I mean, we're trading against bots. Remember, they turn on their engines when they start moving. And we know they like these levels, and we work around these levels, and we play the same game.
Exactly.
Okay, enough talking from me. Dave is still hidden behind the chat. Bruce, I want to give you the floor.
Okay, so I need to bring up my chart because I got knocked off. Hang on 1 second. And I will do
Dylan,
that.
just really quickly, when Bruce is done and when Dave's done, we just come back to Casper because there's something happening on that.
All right.
Nice.
Do you want to do that first if it's happening right now?
Okay. No, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for it to develop.
So before I start, guys, I'm going to take Musi was asking about 𝗲𝗏𝗃, and DJ was asking about Solana. I'm going to do both those two. But if you guys could get ready, no one was asking about FLOKI. Kenneth was asking about XRP. Wild was getting very, very excited about, very excited, and we got you, brother, about GMT and Link. And Emilio was really excited about Ultra. So if you guys could get that stuff ready, then I'll do this. So everybody, I'm going to talk about this every day because we always got to keep an eye on it. We talked about the fact that total market cap has got to break up over this 1.24 area, come back and retest it and make this support instead of resistance. And sure enough, in the daily candle, it's tried. It's showing the red candle right there, which means it's just running out of steam for right now. Still hopeful that it's going to break through, but this may take a little time because we're talking about billions of dollars of new money flowing around crypto. This is gasoline in the tank. So right now, when we see token A like sand pump, they're taking that money from Ethereum and spending it on sand. And when sand stops dropping down, they're taking their sand money and they're sticking it somewhere else. Until we break above this 1.24 level, it's money basically going in a circle. So just keep that in mind. I wanted to get into Solana because, oh, by the way, and that's why Bitcoin is also kind of getting stuck at that same level. You'll notice the total market cap and Bitcoin look often very similar to each other. So it's got taken a rest. No worries, it'll gather some steam again. I want to talk about Solana because Solana is one where a lot of us are really interested in. And if you look at it, it basically had a beautiful run. I mean, I'm really excited about this. It took a huge run up over here. This was good grief. From there to there, it was 60% or so. That was really cool. But the thing is, it's starting to run out of steam because it's at a huge resistance level right over there. And I'm going to go back in time to show you what I mean. If you take a look at this, there's Solana. Here, it had come down with the Luna crash, etc. FTX owned a lot of Solana, and so when FTX crashed, it just drove it into the gutter. Some of us were lucky to be able to pick a little bit down over here, but this was support before. This was a huge support area. And if you look at on the daily, if you look at the Lux Algo, you'll notice that there's a huge order block. I mean, that may be the biggest order block I've ever seen in Lux Algo right, Cy? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
huge and whatever.
No, it's huge. Huge.
It's just showing that there is a boatload of orders sitting over here, both long and short. So what's going to happen is it's going to take a bit of energy and money to break through into this area, and it's going to battle, just like it did over here. It's going to battle. But what I want to show you is the fact that we get all excited by these moves. We are nowhere. We're in grass-growing territory, because what we're all really excited about is this is Solana, right? This is what Solana is capable of. And we're sitting down here getting all excited about those little moves. So the goal right now is simply prep for when it does break into that level that we've talked about, and it does break above this. This is blue sky for us. And I firmly believe that one day we'll be back over there. So for right now, keep your eyes on the fact that Solana is kind of, showing clear signs of tired. It's starting to break through this trend line that we had in place since for the last since mid-October. Yeah, so for a couple weeks now. It's coming up on November. So it's starting to break through. It's in an indecision doji candle right there. But personally, what I'm hoping for is that it takes a break, comes down to either 382, or if the market stays red for a little bit, I'd be perfectly happy for it to come back, retest the 618 right over there, run from the beginning of this trend right over there. And that hopefully will give it enough liquidity and room for it to pump back up to the next run. So I'm actually really excited about Solana. If you guys are thinking of shorting it, keep an eye for breaking this trend right over there. You've got yourself 15% to play with. I'm going to keep an eye on that. It's not ready yet, but Solana short for the short term might be really, really profitable. The other one I'm looking at that people asked about was 𝗵𝗆𝗄. 𝗵𝗆𝗄 has been just, again, nice big pump, came up, it created if I remember correctly, that's an all-time high. I'm not sure, I got to look. But it's done a nice retracement. It's tagging the 618 right now. But with the market being kind of hissy and kind of red right now, I'm going to wait on this and see if it doesn't come tag down to this support /786 level. And that's also at that long-term trend line that it's had for a couple of weeks. So this to me would be a much more secure continuation of this bullish run. And this may take a couple of days to play out. The other one that I've had on my screen is CAS, which is identical, right? Great run, came up, tagged a new high over there. It's on its way back down to tag the 618. And this one, I'll start looking for longs kind of in that 618 big old support area right there.
Agree. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Yeah,
I'm excited about CAS. CAS has been a real...
What's that entry there on the 382 you're talking about?
At the 618, the 618 is about 0.4835. And
that's where you long cast.
That's where I'm going to long cast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
483 guys. Put those alarms on your trading view.
I've got 484, but yeah, it's close.
Gee, okay.
I've drawn it slightly differently to Bruce. I don't know if you want, when Bruce is finished, I'll talk about CAS as well.
I'll stick this in Discord, guys, but I've got an alarm set above that at 4933. So start tagging that level. You should get an alarm if you're registered on Discord.
Nice.
On Banter Hub.
I just want to show you guys again the science. I never get bored of this. I just never ever get bored of the science.
Scientist.
Science comes
incredible.
I mean, it just makes me so happy. Like, what did we get you on SHIB? I just want to zoom in for you just to show you what happened here. You preset these areas, you look at these levels, and look at this thing. It bangs down in a massive dump. What happens? It's like perfection on this 382 and horizontal, and a massive buy up again immediately, guys. So you got to get these fibs. I mean, there's a million ways to look at levels and things. Obviously, there's order blocks, there's all sorts of things, but I love these fibs, and these fibs don't lie. Tell you what, they don't lie. So get them in your game somehow. I mean, they're an absolute asset to me, and they talk to me again and again and again. I mean, this was just beautiful the way this reaction played out. Anyway, okay, enough of the fibs. I was getting so excited there.
I've got a fib as well.
can we start pulling on? I want to look at. I've got FLOKI, and I can do GMT or Link. I'm ready to roll. So can I pull out my FLOKI here for the crowd?
Sweet. I haven't seen FLOKI in ages.
No, same.
We did FLOKI yesterday. It was blowing up, so I'm keen to see where it is now.
Jeez.
Oh, it's still moving. Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Holy cow.
Is that the FOMO? That's the FOMO, hey?
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
remember,
I'll
we
care
just go
about that
level
then.
by level. I mean, that's all we need to do. Look at this again.
Yep.
So level by level, FLOKI. Let's just recap what happened here. And again, guys, this is why I go on about this all the time. Look at this. We had the perfect breakup. What did they do? They came back. They retested it. Okay, old resistance. Okay, they pushed it up, squeezed everyone out, came back, tested the old resistance as support. We saw it on Link. We've seen it on DYDX. We've seen it on Litecoin. We're seeing it everywhere now. Perfect retest, and here it goes. FLOKI target 37. Many zeros, 3765. That's where we're going. So support to watch for FLOKI, 30. That's your number. And now we're playing in this range. So let's see how we go with FLOKI. They seem to be loving these meme coins still. So eyes on that. And again, guys, SHIB, Doge, PEPE. So you know where to look, guys. Okay, so I mean that's just perfection, the way that thing breaks up, retest. It's just, I love that stuff. Okay, so not much to talk about FLOKI now that it's moving like that. EMT I've got in front of me.
XRP, GMT, Ultra.
Yeah, I've got
Optimism
Ultra
Relink.
XRP.
Somebody
Okay,
asked
well,
about
this is
CeeLo as well.
Let me clean this chart here. Okay, let's see what's happening here with GMT. Was GMT the stepping token? Is this still a thing?
Oh, I
You have
can't
to
remember.
walk for money,
Yeah.
basically.
No,
You
that
walk
was called
and you make
Steppen.
dollars.
I know there was two of them, weren't there? Steppen. I think the other one was something like GMT. It might be, yeah. I'll look it up real quick for you. Yeah.
So it's basically get paid to walk, something like that. Okay, so I remember this
Yes.
thing used to know how to pump and dump. I remember that. Let's look at this.
It was called Steppen. It was called Steppen. The token was GMT, yeah, I just checked.
Oh my, look at this. I mean, the guys that got in at seed, we ever got the seed investment, and then they launched on. Oh my god!
It was the
trading at
shoes.
$4.
They brought the shoes out, and that's what the thing was, the NFT shoes. I remember half the Banter team got them. I never got some. Thank God.
Shoes.
It's all yeah. NFT
God.
shoes, and you had to walk for crypto.
Shoes. Walking.
They
for
were a lot of
crypto.
money.
Oh, they did ASICs or something, didn't they?
Yeah. There were a lot of money. Like you're talking $300-400.
I remember that.
Yeah, thank God I didn't get any.
Well, look, it's only 98% down, so it's all good. You know, it's like,
Oh, come on. Be nice.
okay, so
Wait for the man to be drinking.
what we need to look at here, guys. Okay, so if you like this token, let's see what's going on. We do have a trend. Okay, at some point this trend's going to get broken. I see they're trying to recover it now. Let's keep riding this up. This is the 100-day MA where it had this rejection. Okay, so that's a notable zone. And right now, this is a trend buy, 1627. So if it holds this trend and it holds this horizontal tied in with this 382, then we should get some kind of bounce. Now, this is where the trick comes in. We need to see how high this bounces. If it rejects early, then we know we've got our trend in play here, and we potentially now coming lower. Okay, so that's what we can watch for. If this thing now pumps up and creates a new high, well, then we know it's on. And then we're going to play that game. So right now, look, we should get a bounce here. Again, we don't know how high this bounce is going to be. We need to get some clues here from the market and see if they're still hungry to push things. I can give you a guesstimate. Let's see. What we can do is look for some fibs, and we can look for a 618. So potential bounces here before it reverses. Let's look at 1690 and 1656. So let's see what happens at those areas. But yeah, I mean, you can see, guys, we're getting a reaction here. We've had tons of 382 bounces now. This is the 382, and you've seen it's across the board. We had a lot of these tokens we're looking at right now banged on that 382, so they're reacting nicely. And then yeah, we'll see how things go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? What do we have?
Shall I give you? I've got to shoot off in a couple of minutes. Do you want me to quickly bring up CAS and show you what I'm looking at?
You love this CAS thing, eh?
Mate, it makes me money.
We want to get some of the
Obsessed with
audience
CAS.
tokens here. So we've got 10 minutes to go through everyone else's chart. So give us some CAS
Right.
here quickly.
Right. In that case, super quick. This is low. It's straightening out. We had a short. We've got a cross that's just appeared. This is perfectly going to bounce yet again off the 382, unless it doesn't. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at this point, we've even got to take profit here. So my anticipation is to go long here at this sort of 48490 level, and then I guess we'll go back for an all-time high again, and that's it. But that's what I'm looking at for the CAS.
What is your entry there right now? Where it is?
Well, not quite 48490. It's about less than 1% away, so you're getting close. You may, if you believe in this, want to start laddering in.
Okay, 48490, guys. Look, CAS is near all-time highs, thousands of % up in a bullish market. If things stay bullish, you never know. Retail's going to come in. They used to trade ADA. Now they want to trade new stuff. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Exactly. Thank you.
Simon, thanks. If you need a run. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
You'll
See you later,
see
guys.
Simon on
Thanks.
the Banter Discord, guys.
Thanks,
His
Simon.
charts are on the Banter Discord. You can get everything over there. Okay, let's
Appreciate
see
it.
what
See you later.
Dave and Bruce, what do you guys got here?
What do you got, David?
Yeah, I did Ultra and XRP.
Cool.
I'm pulling up your chart, Dave.
Yeah, so Ultra, I believe, is only spot, but if you can see here, there's some kind of trend here that I've drawn that's kind of starting off at this 50-day moving average, and we have still yet to break this trend. Heard a lot of great things about Ultra. I've got a small bag of it. I know that 𝗕𝗄𝗆 says it's the Steam in the crypto industry. I'm a big gamer, and if you guys don't know Steam, it's pretty much they're like the Walmart of digital gaming and their platform. So this could be very huge, especially with the narrative of gaming. So I would expect a break of trend here, but just to kind of show you some levels here, and I highly encourage you guys to get 𝗕𝗏𝗋 if you do not have it. But first of all, on the 8-hour time frame, we have these order blocks that we are facing right now. So you can see that it waked into this order block and reacted perfectly. So with this bullish vibe, if Bitcoin was to break 35,900, the area that Dylan was talking about, probably gonna hit this area, the second order block here. But once these order blocks get eaten through, I would expect a big upside move. However, with Bitcoin potentially coming down to the area that Dylan's talking about, you can see here that we have a support area between 13 cents and 14 cents, 0.14215. So if you don't have those marked in your charts, go ahead and mark that. And then quite simply, we can see that on the other 𝗕𝗏𝗋 indicator, we are here in the red cloud. So typically once we get to the red cloud, there is some kind of downside move. And you can see when it printed the long signal, we had a blue X, only one, and then eventually printed a short signal. Same thing here. It printed a long. We have the blue X here. Are we going to see a second blue X? Probably not. But if you are holding a spot bag of Ultra, you potentially sell now and then rebuy back into the support box. So something that I'm kind of seeing is in this triangle formation, and then it eventually break out. So, and then the other one is XRP. A couple things to note. So I have a fib that's drawn from the lower high that happened on the 8th of August that basically sent us all the way down to the depths of hell, as Dylan says. So you can see that.
Is there
what's
another
incredible-
phrase? I don't know. Is there another? Can you explain it any other way? As a trader.
I think that's perfectly explained. But what's incredible about this fib drawing here, guys, is that you can see that we had wicked literally in the sniper zone and then boom, back down, right? So I thought that was pretty interesting. to see that as a resistance area. But as Sheldon said on the show, we are kind of in this SR flip now. So let me go ahead and hide this. So let's look at short term. I did take a long here on XRP. It hasn't moved like Sheldon said. And again, you can see in this area here that was resistance, right? Resistance, 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 broke above. Now we're holding it as support. And if there's anything, if we are to see some kind of downside move, you can even see here that from the bottom here to the very top, we have reacted perfectly on the sniper zone. Right, you can see, let me just zoom in here a little bit for you guys. Right here, you can see. So there's some really heavy support here. If you're not in a long yet and you want to be very picky with your entry, I think this is a nice snag long here between the sniper zone. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Just kind of reiterating a little bit about what Sheldon had talked about. I'm in a long. Let's see how it goes.
Cool.
Nice.
Dylan, have you covered Link yet?
No.
Okay,
I do have a link chart.
I do
you
too.
want to do
So,
it?
sure.
Okay, give us.
Because it's kind of
yeah,
interesting. I haven't looked at that in a bit.
I'm seeing very like rangy link at the moment between what was it 9.5 and where was it 11 point something.
Yeah, I kind of did it. I did a time machine back because I did. Do you remember Sheldon's farming strategy from like forever ago? I realized I did a lot of range trading in this when we first, after the dump and got over our, feeling like we were going to hell in a handbasket, picked up some DCA over there. But what's interesting is that we've been in this range with Link from June of 2022 until now. And we've now popped above that major resistance level. So what's exciting is that big old pump right over there. So we pumped way up. It's clearly retracing. Got a trend line over here, but I don't trust it right now because I have a pretty strong suspicion the market's going to be red for a couple of days. So I'm going to take a wild gander at the fact that we're at least going to retrace back to the 382 over here if this trend is going to continue. So I'm going to look for a possible entrance, depending what the rest of the Bitcoin is doing, at about $10 even. Just right in that area. If Bitcoin starts to come alive again, the market seems to be turning green again, I'll start looking for that. If it continues bearish for a couple of days to reset, then simply we'll look at the 618 level, which will be 9.05-ish. So I'll start looking for longs in this area. But right now I'm going to keep my eyes on this area first. I'm going to put an alarm over here. And you'll get that alarm when it goes off. Just simply check Bitcoin. If Bitcoin looks like it's still going down, then be patient. And I'll put another alarm right over here. Give it a sec. Okay, so you guys will get this on Banter Hub Discord. And Cass just said hello. And we'll possibly see what Link does after it takes a retracement. But yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Bruce. Okay, guys, so let's just summarize what's going on here. So we've had a few days of hot. It's been green. I mean, it's been over a week, right? So things have been pumping. We're getting a little bit euphoric, green everywhere. We have meme coins rocking. We have the old school gaming tokens pumping. So yeah, things have been a little bit crazy right now. Right now, we are looking for consolidation. We are staying calm. We're not panicking. We're watching areas that we like. We're looking at hot zones. Are we saying we are bullish for the next while? If we're bullish for the next while, we look for bullish pullbacks and we load up and we send these altcoins all. If you are bearish, you are looking for shorts at these resistance areas and you are looking for shorts on retests. So if we get this dump and it pushes up, you are looking for shorts on retests of trends and that sort of thing. So you need to decide what your bias is for the next, let's call it the next few weeks. Let's look where these altcoins settle down. But again, guys, remember, in a bull market, you can get wrecked in a bull market. Okay, just because it's going up doesn't mean you're making money. Okay, because these things happen all the time. You're going to get a tweet, you're going to get something going on in the market, and you're going to get rinsed either way, short, long, whatever. And that's why you've got to play these key areas. You've got to play these big hitting areas. And you need to understand that this is part of the game. So if you are over leveraged and you are over trading, when these type of things happen, you can get hurt. Okay, so look for these key areas, smaller positions, bigger moves, look for that sort of stuff, guys. And again, work on your bias and play against your bias in the right areas. Okay, so I just want to give you one more example now on on AVAX. Let me just pull up my AVAX chart here. So AVAX has now lost a trend on the 15 minutes. So let's take a look here. Okay, so this is the 15-minute chart, guys. So, you know, moves are a lot smaller and all that sort of stuff. But here's a classic example. I just want to show you guys, you could still be short in a bull market. Not that I'm encouraging to now go against the trend, which has been, you know, 150 miles an hour. But we do need to be balanced and careful. So let's just take a look at a typical scenario here. This is a loss of trend, okay? If it does pump back, what happens? We look for those type of rejections at the same key areas we were looking at before. And it's very simple. We can just invert this chart, something that Chris actually taught me, one of the mods from the school he uses all the time. And you can see this type of setup. So you get a typical trend break, you look for that retest, and then you can long that. So potentially, this is, again, guys, this is just an example. This is a 15-minute chart that I'm showing you. We can flip this thing back over. And so you get the perspective as to what's going on. And then remember, always remember to zoom out. Don't get caught in the 15-minute world. When you zoom out and you look at the bigger picture, you think, geez, I've made 8 trades today. I've been stopped out 4 times or whatever because I was wrong. But then you zoom out and you thought, well, if I just took 1 trade today with a bigger stop and a smaller position size, I actually would be okay. And I wouldn't have been stressed out all day as to which way this price is going to go. So you really need to understand that, guys. And if this market's going to run bull and it's going to run for the next few weeks, you're going to make money. So you don't have to like get out of the starting blocks and blow things up immediately on day one. Just start small. Let's build this position. We work on these things together. Okay, lesson and speech over.
Love it.
Guys. And then hang out with us. We back again tomorrow. We riding this market with you. Okay, whether we getting stopped out or we making money, we are doing this with you guys. We are watching these key areas, and we are trading with you. We are winning with you, and we are losing with you, and we are doing this together. So we'll see you later on.
Thanks, everybody.
I need to get my ending screen again. Okay, I found it. All right. See you tomorrow. Same time.
Thanks, everybody.